Got the Drake red edge pattern here, and first of all, I'm going to cut out the stuff. There's different ways you can cut out a head. The traditional way is your side profile, trace on a block of wood, cut it out, and go to town carving it, roughing it out. Then there's another step where you could take it another step further by taking the side profile and a top profile pattern and cut it out just like you would a body. Then you'd end up with less work of trying to find things. I'm really lazy, so I go another step. I got the front profile, so I've got 3 patterns that I'm working with. Now, safety, make sure your blade and your bandsaw is sharp, and watch your fingers. This could be dangerous doing it this way, but it saves a lot of time. So the key to this, though, is having a nice square block of wood. And having it square so it stays nice and true in your bandsaw. If it's off a little bit, when you cut it all out, you'll be disappointed. You'll be wondering why is that cheek higher on one side than the other, or why is the forehead skinnier on one side than the other. So the key is to have a nice square block of wood that runs parallel in with your bandsaw. So when having your bandsaw cutting and your table cutting at a 90 is important as well. So once I get a block squared up, I'll draw a center line down through the top and through the front. Then I'll trace my pattern on to the side profile, like so. Got a center line drawn on my build, or the head throughout the whole thing. So I'll line that up with the center line on my block. When you're drawing this on, make sure that the head part of the pattern lines up with the head side profile, so you don't get it mixed around. Draw, and you just trace that on. Now my block of wood is pretty tight to the pattern, and I like doing that. If you are a little nervous about the bandsawing part, make your block a little bigger. That's fine. The reason I do it kind of tight is when I'm all done, I just peel it all off and voila, you got your head. So I got my top profile drawn on the block. Now I'll take my front profile and draw that on the front.
When you drill tap for the eyes, Tom, do you use a smaller bit to begin with to do your tap hole across?
Yeah, I use, that's probably maybe 1/8 inch, if that. I've got a drill press that makes it nice to where I can, so that's a good point for bringing that up. So before I bandsaw it out, I'll drill that hole through there. So when you get your cutout done, as you can kind of see on this one, there's a hole. That's what I pre-drilled before I bandsawed it out. Makes it a lot easier.
And you still can move the eye to work.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10, this ends up not being the center of my eye. But it's a good guide. It's generally, 9 or 10 times out of 10, it's in there somewhere. It's within my eyes, where that hole's at somewhere. It might be, this eye might be to the front of it. It might be to the back. But what I do, what I base that on, a lot of that is around the eyes to show you kind of how I do it and then get that eye placement. But good point, yeah, before I cut it out, I take a drill press and drill it through. Or if you got a jig of some sort, I know you can get jigs for a fairly reasonable price with it, and then that'll shoot you through. On that, you see it doesn't go all the way through. My bit isn't long enough to get all the way through, but after it's all said and done and cut out, it shows up sooner or later. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, we'll go on the cutting process here. I kind of drew a larger block on here, my art drawing skills. There's a different color here. So cutting it out, I always start on the top first, number one. So what I do is just like you're cutting out your body, I'll start in over here in the back, come in, stop just before going out, pull back out, come in on this side, come in, stop, pull back, so you're still in block form, very important. Coming in from the front, doing the same thing, coming in, stop before going out, coming in, stop before going, and then pull back out, still in a block. And then number two, I get up here, stop before going out, still in block form, coming in here, stop before going out, and come back, so you still got a solid block. Yep.
Would you hold the wood as you would carving it?
Oh.
Some people might not see, when you,
yeah.
This is going to be on end when you do that.
Yeah.
Second cut.
Yeah. Yep, gotcha.
So that's sitting on the bandsaw like that?
Yeah. So when I'm cutting out the top here, it's top that's down like this, and this is our blade running, boop-a-doop-a-doop-boo. And then, you know, like that, it's coming around this way and that way. And then the top profile, it's on end like this. The top of the head is this end here where the blade's coming in. It's coming in like this and pulling back out, in and out. So your fingers are always back here. I always try to keep the fingers back here. And if the blade's coming this way, I got my fingers on this side, so if anything is going to come out, your fingers aren't going to go in it.
Do you find that you have to wrap it with masking tape once in a while, keep those parts that are almost cut off?
I haven't,
avoid moving?
Yeah, I haven't, but it's not a bad idea. So the big thing here too is this part that's on your table is flat, so it's not rocking. This one isn't the best, but you want it flat so it's like this isn't going to rock on you. It's tight to the table. It's not going to rock, want to tip and twist on you. So check both sides. You can draw this end pattern on any side, either side. Check which side is nice and flat for you. It won't tip on you.
What size blade do you use for that, Tom? An eighth?
I got about 1/4 inch.
About a quarter?
5/16. I think 5/16 quarter. Somewhere around. Yeah. So then when it comes to the side, just laying this block flat like this. And now here, you can get rid of the block form. Just buzz in here, up and around, all the way through and around and out. And here, just finish this and out. Now you got the side profile done. This isn't going to go anywhere or rock on you because you got enough pieces in place. That's not going to on you. So when you're all said and done after cutting it all out, you end up with these. Change your pattern, that center line never comes off. Got the center line drawn on. And then I like chip carving with knives. So I got one that's bent here, or one that's not. Just chip carving, rounding it off. This happens to be Tupelo, so basswood and cedar, you'd have a hard time carving this way. You'd have to be carving out this way, but Tupelo. No, not me.
Who did you hear about Bob from?
The Decoys Forum?
Okay.
So what I'm kind of doing is just rounding the crown here. And you can see the roundness going this way and coming back across the top, just like you could in the cheeks. You know, right now this is pretty fat and boxy in the bottom, but I kind of do that on purpose for now until I get it attached to the body, and then I can blend it and carve out the rest of this to blend into the body. Any questions on any of this so far? But, so yeah, just now I've got on my decoy already had the center line drawn on. And I've got these measurements here. So I'll use this, line up the center line from front and back. And I'll look at my side profile and see if that's where I want my head or if I want it back a little bit. I think I'm gonna go about there. Back just a little bit. Lined up on my center line, front and back. Then I transfer these side ones coming across down here. So now I got my lines that match on the front, back, side to side. So if I transfer these onto here, I got that cross on there that should match this on here. And I take this little thing here and I got it marked here on the sides, front, back. I line all those up.
Is that just to get a straight hole?
Yep, just to get a straight hole. Here's my power drill. So I don't know if anyone has a machine shop or knows how to make these, would be handy. I don't.
Who made that one?
I got from a vendor. That's all he sold at a booth on one of the shows. I haven't seen him around in a couple of years. So
Is that steel or aluminum?
I think it's pretty heavy. I think it's steel.
Oh, okay.
I take a 3/8 drill bit and stick it in the hole and drill it out. Yeah, right. Yeah. This way now it's I can take this deal and put that in there. Sand it with your bandsaw or you weren't quite accurate. It makes a nice flat surface. Got it going there. Dowel it. Boom, it's right where you want it.